Hi there, everybody. I am Michael Elder, and I get to facilitate this North Carolina High School Math Collaboratory professional development this summer, and hopefully it'll be one that we can build into some ongoing pieces for the upcoming year. So just a real quick overview. If you haven't been a part of the High School Math Collaboratory, this grew out of the question about, so how can we increase support to teachers, and not just we as Onslow County, but really this began as an initiative between institutes of higher education, primarily UNC Charlotte and App State, and then others have certainly jumped on board with them, and classroom teachers. So they were working with teachers they were working with, and the question kind of came up, well, couldn't we do this on a statewide level? And so the collaboratory was born, which was meant to be a collaboration and a laboratory all in one. So testing out some things, but also giving teachers a chance to work with one another across the state. So I've had a chance to be at several of the meetings. I know some of you or some of your colleagues have had a chance to either virtually or face-to-face be in some of those. This is one of those pieces that continues to grow. So hopefully this will be a chance this summer for you both to earn continuing ed credit and to add to your toolbox for working with your teachers, as well as just as we all continue to wrap our heads around becoming stronger and stronger with our math content knowledge. So the first thing is we need to make sure you have access to the blue canvas icon in your NC Ed account. So if you don't see a blue canvas icon there, then that means you are not in the collaboratory. Basically, the way I understand it works is if you are listed as a teacher of Math 1, 2, 3, maybe even any of the other high school maths, then that is turned on automatically for you. You don't have to have a Canvas account or anything like that. It's just an automatic piece. If you don't have that, then you have to request it. And one of the cool things about the collaboratory is, from what I understand, no one with an evaluation component can be part of the collaboratory. So principals can see the units, but they can't be in the collaboratory. So the point of that, as I've been told, is so that folks can feel free to share their thoughts and ideas and say, you know, I just don't understand why this works or how that works. So when we get into the chat features and some of those things, keep that in mind. This is meant to be a collegial discussion. So if you don't have access, please request it immediately from DPI. If you don't have access, I'm not sure you're going to get access quickly enough to do this professional development, but we'll keep our fingers crossed and we'll hope, and just let me know where you stand. Assuming that you do have access, what I've tried to do is take what the collaboratory has done and build it into a way that I can check off virtually that you have done the work. And so hopefully this is a good blend of the two pieces. I'm not going to be delivering the professional development. Really, my task in this is going to be to really just support you as you're going through it, but then also to check it off so that I can submit for your continuing ed credit. So this is, I think I broke it down into 6 tasks, and all those should be populating into your Edmodo group. So please submit. You're going to do work in the collaboratory, but that's your own work. Those are your comments, all that good stuff. So you'll see in the Edmodo group, all you'll do is submit the, we'll walk through each one of those, but you'll submit the certificates that you get and some of those things along the way. For this one, the how to navigate, in the Edmodo group, I think all you do is tell me, yep, I watched the video. So it's just about a 4-minute video in the collaboratory. So this is what the screen will look like. You'll see in the collaboratory, you have this kind of track you back page here, or your breadcrumbs. So you got your link back to home. That's a nice feature. And then if you turn other things on, if you turn on your Office 365, you can get into that. You're not going to worry about that too much in this. All we're really focused on right here is this video on how to navigate the collaborative. So you'll click on that. The video will come up. You can go in the Edmodo group and say, I'm good. I watched the video. And so that really is task 1. And that's just so we all know what the collaboratory is all about. The second task are the modules, right? So this one's going to take a little longer. So you're going to click on that home page where the big arrow shows you here, professional development modules. So when you click on professional development modules, that'll take you to a screen that looks like this. there is a video overview of the professional development module. So there's kind of two parts to this collaboratory. On this side are the the professional development, and on the other side is the actual what I'm going to use when I'm teaching my kids, instructional piece. So watch this PD video overview, and then you'll go through your modules, right? And so you're going to pick your pedagogy modules. I'm not going to pick them, there's 3 of them. So the kind of what makes a good math task, how to launch a task, and then building or writing and asking good questions. So you'll complete those 3. I think at that point you'll get a certificate. So in the Edmodo group, you'll upload that certificate to me, and then that way I know you knocked out the pedagogy modules. Please, as you go through them, and I think it'll require you to do this, it's going to ask you for your feedback, for your comments. You're going to see, I hope, comments from folks across the state who have already gone through this, so you can respond to them, and it's meant to be a good back and forth. And again, when you finish those pedagogy modules, then you'll submit those to me in Edmodo. So again, we're still in the professional development side of the collaboratory. This is where you're going to pick your Math 1, your Math 2, or your Math 3, whichever one you signed up for this summer. You have access to all these. You're totally welcome to watch them all, but I also know we all have limits on our time, and you guys are giving of your summer time right now. So you'll pick one of these, and you'll pick one area, Math 1, Math 2, or Math 3, and then you'll watch the unit overviews that are in there. And again, once you get that certificate, then you'll submit it to me in Edmodo. That then would complete the professional development side of the collaboratory. Gets a little confusing because we're in professional development too. But so now we're going to click back again on the upper left-hand side of your screen where it says Home, and that'll bring us back to that original screen. Remember where we watched the video on how to navigate? Well, you've already done that, so we're going to say that's checked off. And here you're going to choose your level of math to look at the units and then get into our next set of tasks. So if you're one that signed up for Math 1, then you would click on Math 1. If you signed up for Math 2, click on Math 2. And if you signed up for Math 3, you'll click on Math 3. Hopefully easy enough and pretty straightforward there. So once you would click on one, I'm just going to walk through just the Math 1. But if you're signed up for one of the other ones, you know that'll just kind of change what this screen would look like. So this is what the Math 1 screen looks like. Let me move my face out of the way there. So when you are looking at Math 1, you see that Math 1 has been divided up into 7 units, 0 to 6. And so as you look at these are based on the North Carolina Collaborative Pacing Guide. Last summer when our standard division documents were revised, that team worked off of the North Carolina Collaborative Pacing Guide for this very reason, knowing that some of these things eventually would be coming. So our standard division document is pretty close to this. Might be some minor differences, but I don't think anything that's going to affect us here. And so we would ask at this point that you would look at each of these, not each of the units, but that you would look at the units, go through each one of them, review the task, add to the commentary. It's going to ask, we're going to ask you to go through each one of those. Again, some of them you're going to say, oh my gosh, I already do this. That's awesome. And then some you're going to say, wow, that's really different. And so just ask you to kind of keep an open mind as you go through these. But as it says here, this is task 5, right? So open each unit, review the task, add to the commentary. All that is going on here inside the collaboratory, not in Edmodo. And then once you reviewed all the units, then what are the summary or summative piece of this professional development, as we said in the PD book, was to create a document. It could be your syllabus. If you have a syllabus, I'm assuming you already have a syllabus, you're teaching high school math, so you have that syllabus and you just want to lay out, I'm going to use this task with this unit and this task with this unit, and you know what, in unit 3 I just didn't like the task they chose, so here's the task I'm going to use. So feel free to use an existing document that you have and then just add the tasks to that. But if you just want to create a map of this is what I'm going to do, that's great too. So that's what you'll submit in Edmodo for task number 5. In terms of final thoughts, just trying to lay these things out, right? You totally can work at your own pace. I'll be here all summer. Most of the summer I'll actually be here in Onslow County. Even when I'm gone, I can check in on this. It's easier for me if you just email me directly or call me. So I put my extension there on the screen, as well as my email. Like I said, there are 6 tasks. We just ask that you have them all done by August 7th. Technically, from what I can see, PD is due, I think, August 16th. But if we can have all this done by August 7th, that'll give me time to check it off, fill out the virtual sign-in sheet kind of piece that I get to do, and get all that turned in. If you're doing this and somebody says to you, well, I didn't sign up for that, it's not too late. People can jump in since this is virtual for the next couple weeks here, but we'll kind of reach a point once we hit mid-July where it's kind of a little too late at that point. I give the same cautionary tale to every virtual professional development, so please don't hear this anywhere from any lens other than just guidance. It's really easy with virtual PD for time to slip away. It's very easy on the planning side to let it slip too. So make sure that you're scheduling this. It's totally good if you're going to do some now and then do some in 2 weeks and do some in 2 weeks. That's great. But don't let August 7th creep up on you. Only in all the virtual PD that we've been doing, I've only personally had it happen once where somebody had not done anything until the night before it was due, and then all of a sudden did 20 hours of work in one evening. Obviously, that doesn't go over very well. It puts everybody in a really awkward spot. I don't like to be in those spots, so I know that you guys won't do that. Just kind of the cautionary tale that pace things out a little bit. This one is approved, I believe, for 2.2 math content credits. That's a lot of CEU credits. There's a lot of time that you're going to put into this. I trust generally that people end up putting in more than that. If it gets to be excessively more than that, please let me know. This is the first time we're offering this, and that's why the last task in this professional development is for you to share kind of what worked, what didn't work with me, and then also to complete the online survey for professional development. So you have access to all 3 courses in the Collaboratory. And so do all of your high school math colleagues. So please feel free to share with them. Make sure that people know this is out there. And if you find this valuable this summer, let's try to get this out to as many people as we can for the fall. If we want to roll this into the fall professional development catalog, we can certainly do that as well. So I think that's it on that. So I'm going to hop over real quick to the website. So again, this is the Collaboratory, right? So let me back up one step here. This is our Edmodo group. So the tasks should be either in here or they'll be popping up here shortly. I was trying to schedule them all so they would be in order for you. As those of you who use Edmodo a lot know, that's one of the tricky things is getting things to not be in backwards order. So let me hop over to posts. And so we'll see kind of the general overview. I'll change that. This says about the video coming in 30 minutes because now it's there. Oh, and see task 5 came up first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so they are in backwards order. Sorry about that. But they're all there. With these 6 should populate here in just a second. There's the blue canvas icon, just so you know what you're looking for. I don't know what your rapid identity thing looks like, but each one looks a little different, but that's what mine looks like. And so there's the blue canvas icon. So that's what we're looking for whenever you're trying to get into this. And then once you pop in again, it's going to look like this. There's that home button. Again, the links that we talked about, the video on how to navigate the collaborative, going over to the professional development modules is down there at the bottom. There's that video with the PD modules, and then at the bottom there's the pedagogy modules, and then the math 1, 2, and 3 that you'll pick one of those. Back to home. Makes it sound like we're going to get it all done in 10 minutes, doesn't it? And then you've got your math 1, your math 2, and your math 3. So again, once you go into your unit, you're going to see that there is a task. There's a kind of a common structure, a standard discussion about what the standards actually mean. Some people have asked questions there, right? And then we get into the instructional task itself. The instructional task will always have what you're asking the students to do. It also has what you expect kind of for them to say back, and then students' work. So awesome, good resources there. I think that's about all that I wanted to share there. Again, I'll be here all summer, so feel free to contact me if there's anything I can do to help you now or to help push this out moving forward. I appreciate you guys giving your time to continue to learn, because that's what we say to our kids all the time, right? Is that we're all lifelong learners. So thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you virtually or face-to-face.